Hey there, a quick message before the video today. During the production of this video, one of my friends was hurt in the attack on the Metro bus that happened a week ago. His name is Aiden, and he's a really sweet guy who risked his life to save a stranger. But by doing so, he sustained serious injuries and had to undergo several surgeries in the hospital. Aiden's a genuine hero, and if you would like to support his recovery, I left a GoFundMe link in the description. He's one of the pillars of the Magic community down here at my LGS, and we're all wishing him a smooth recovery. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hi, I'm Flowers. Today I'm at the Dragon's Lair in Austin, drafting the new TMNT set. I didn't grow up with TMNT, so this is my introduction to the series. And since UB sets are a hot topic right now, I wanted to ask a question along with this draft. How do I feel about TMNT, both the Magic the Gathering set and the franchise, after tonight? With that out of the way, let's get started. In my pack 1, I saw this Murphy and Leo offering card draw for putting counters on things. So I figured I needed to take it as my pick 1. To be entirely honest, the rest of my pack 1 was weird. I ended up kind of dedicating it to just hate drafting bombs in other colors, so I took an Evil Ninja as my pick 2 and the Rare as my pick 3. But I mean, like, look at this pack 1. Tell me, what the fuck was I doing? I had no idea what I was doing here. I just pulled a lot of scary cards that seemed hard to remove. I'm definitely in Golgari, it seems, right now, but I pulled enough of different colors that I could pivot based on what the pod leaves open. Opening pack 2, I opened Splinter and considered that he was way too good to pass up, especially because I saw Jenica right next to him and said, oh, that's nasty. He's also a 3-drop 2/4, which is actually kinda insane considering the rest of the set's base stat line. I thought about taking the Rare again as my pick 2, but I figured that if I took Ralph, it would let me plan to pivot to Boros if that was what was open. Also, Ralph and Splinter are nasty if I could get them on the field at the same time. My pack 2 pick 3 turned out to be the nuttiest card in my deck, and it told me that neither of the two people to my left were in white, because if they were, they would have taken it.
I think this is the pack 2 pivot in some way.
A little bit.
You're pivoting from Bird?
Yes.
I'm so disappointed.
For the rest of pack 2, I kept finding more and more Alliance cards, so I knew I was free to play Boros. Pack 2 pick 5, I debated between taking the creature with expensive removal or taking the instant speed removal. And I went with the creature, because it also had evasion and procced my Alliance triggers. It may have been the most debatable pick of the whole draft, but I chose what I chose. Pick 6, I had to make a choice between Leo's Technique and Jenica. I figured I would take Jenica. Most of my creatures cost 2 or more, so I'd only be able to recur 1 creature if I snuck it out. And Jenica had a lot better synergy with my current deck, so I took her. Moving to my pack 3 pick 1, I saw this cool guest list Splinter, so I took it and put it in my trade binder. Pack 2, I grabbed an April, who turned out to be really good for 2 mana. In my pick 4, I saw this massive bomb, and I thought hard about hate drafting it, but I figured I would draft the removal instead, which turned out to be the third and final removal spell in my whole deck. And that fact definitely won't come back to bite me later. Not at all. In pick 6, I grabbed this Hard-Won G-Tape, because turning any creature into a double striker is just really funny, especially if I can do some alliance tricks with it. Moving to deck building, I ended up pulling 2 of every card I needed for the deck to thrive, and if you want to see a full deck list, there's a Moxfield link in the description. The 2 outliers in this deck are the singular copy of Shredder Unrelenting, and the fact that I have 3 pieces of removal in total. Oh, and the fact that my deck is technically Wooburg. As usual, I take the first game very slowly so you can see clearly what my deck wants to do. But don't worry, Boros in this set is very simple. My round 1 opponent was one of my friends, Evie. I know she's an aggressive player, which works out, cause so am I. We start off with a turn 2 Hard-Won G-Tape. Evie plays a Mechanized Ninja Cavalry and sets up her board. On turn 3, I play an EPF Point Squad. And on her turn, she swings out and I declare no blockers. She sneaks out her Mecha Ninja to draw 2 cards, so I take 1 damage. Then she plays the guy again on her second main phase. So that's definitely something I'm gonna need to keep an eye out. Moving to my turn 4, I play an Eastwind Avatar. I feel like I can now do something about the army of robots that I'm staring down, so I pass to her. She swings out again, and I don't want her to sneak out her robot again, so I block the non-token with my bird. That way, if she wants to sneak something out, she'll have to sack a token. In response, she turns my bird into an 0/1 turtle, making it die from combat damage, so I take 2. On turn 5, I make my first of several illegal moves. I play another EPF squad, which causes the alliance trigger to happen, but the +1/+1 counter can't go on another creature, it has to go on the EPF squad that triggered. I didn't catch that, but neither did my opponent, so that no longer makes it my problem. Anyway, I swing out for 3 because she has no blockers. On her turn, she plays a Sewer Valence Cam and taps down my blocker. Then she swings out for 3 with no sneak. On her second main phase, she plays nobody and bounces the Mecha Ninja back to hand. On my turn 6, I finally draw Ralph and get him into play. Alliance triggers, then I equip the double strike to one of my EPF agents and swing out for 8. Eevee obviously blocks, sacking the nobody to save her face. Passing back to her, Eevee plays the Mecha Ninja again, and makes her third 1/1 robot token. Then she plays a Return to the Sewers, and gives me the hard choice of whether I want my creature to go on top or bottom of the library. She then swings for 2 with no mana up, so I kill one of the robots and take 1. On turn 7, I play Koya and exile one of the robot tokens. I didn't want to exile the thing that made them, because I didn't have the mana to prevent it from coming back. But I get my alliance triggers, and I illegally give Ralph the +1/+1 counter. Then I swing again for 8, which Eevee chump blocks. On her turn, she plays a Fugitive Droid. On my turn 8, I illegally put a counter on Koya, then re-equip to deal 6 in the air. In response, Eevee played Renette and bounced one of my EPF agents to hand, and then she took the 6. On my turn, she played a Buzzbot, and then swung for an unblockable 1 plus Renette. I take the 5, and she doesn't have any tricks. On turn 9, I play 2 creatures and put 2 illegal counters on my creatures. In response to me moving to combat, Eevee sacks her artifact to tap down my Flying Double Striker to draw 2 cards. I wanted to keep my board up as blockers, so I passed. On her turn, she plays Dante and Leo, which lets her flicker an artifact and a creature she controls on her instep. She then swings for 5 again, so I have to block in case there's some sort of lightning bolt in her hand. We end up trading 2 for 1 in my favor, and then she gives her unblockable artifact a +1/+1 counter. On my turn, I move to combat and swing for lethal in the air. Game 1 goes in my favor. I start game 2 with a disgusting 6-card hand. Ralph, Splinter, and the last Ronin's Technique. Some yummy shit. I get Ralph out on turn 2 and Splinter out on turn 3, which makes Eevee take 2. She then bounces Splinter back to my hand, and I play him again on the following turn. She takes 2 more. Then we cut a turn later, and I say,
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this just because I think it's funny. Take 6, please. I'm gonna create 3 1/1 white Ninja Turtles. This will proc twice for each ninja.
Yeah.
Take 6.
So, for those that didn't realize what just happened, Ralph triggered Alliance for each of the 1/1 ninjas entering off of the last Ronin's Technique, which, thanks to Splinter, triggered a second time, dealing Eevee 6 to the face. 4 mana, 6 damage. Cut another few turns and Eevee taps down my only flyer and swings for 5 with Vigilance thanks to Dante. On my turn, I play 2 creatures and ping her down for 4 damage. Then she returns and swings at me for 5 in the air after turning my bird into a turtle. I don't draw one of my 2 answers to Dante, so I scoop. Moving to game 3, and I'm on the play. Turn 2, I play one of the Aprils from my hand and scribe Ralph to the top of my library. Eevee plays a Casey Jones and card selects an artifact off camera. Then she swings, and we trade, which I'm perfectly fine with trading here because on turn 4, I play another April that was already in my hand. Editing flower here. Does whatever you scry go on the bottom of your library? Yes it does. Is there reminder text printed on April's card? Also yes. Have I been playing this game for about 10 years and still mix up Surveil and Scry? My lawyer has advised me not to answer that, but the point is, this doesn't affect the outcome of the game, unlike my clear misunderstanding of the card in game 1. But also, like, why does April scry instead of surveil? Like, she's a reporter journalist, like, she does more surveilling than scrying. Like, I'm just saying, kind of dropped the ball on that one, Wizards. Like, come on. Eevee plays a bespoke bow and bounces my Ralph back to my hand, which is fine, you know. I take 2 and she passes to me. I play the planes that I drew, which gives me just enough mana for my little trick. I play Ralph again for my hand, then swing with April. Since Eevee has no blockers, April is unblocked, so I sneak out the last Ronin's Technique. I make my 3 1/1s and ping Eevee for 3 with Ralph. And since the sneak cost was paid, each of the ninjas are also tapped and attacking for a total of 4 mana and 6 damage. Again. A turn later, I play April for the 3rd time this game, scrying a Nidorino to the top. Then I play the Jinte and pass. On her turn, Eevee sneaks out a Dante, which makes a copy of the bow when it hits me. She misses a trigger by not bouncing something on it entering, but we don't say nothing. On my turn, I tap 4 and play the nutrition labels, and ping Eevee for 1. Then I swing for 3, and she blocks 1 and takes 2. Eevee swings for 5 with Dante, and I don't block because I have her dead on board. On my turn, I play a high-flying ace, pinging her for 1. Then I equip the Gene Tate to my Neutrinos and move to combat. The Neutrinos are... Dude, this name keeps f***ing me over. Like, I keep reading it, and it doesn't make sense. The Neutrinos are a 3/4 with 1 alliance trigger, but when they attack, they'll flicker high-flying ace back to the battlefield tapped and attacking. I ping Eevee again as I'm swinging out for 10 in the air. With that, we take round 1. Okay. Hi, I'm back. I was having a nice cuddle session with 2 lesbian baddies, but here we go. My round 2 opponent was another friend of mine, Cobalt, and judging by her playmat, you can kind of figure out what kind of player she is. Also, she told me that after we started playing, she began to feel sick, so please be gentle about how she plays this game. We'll start game 1 on Cobalt's turn 3 as she plays Murphy and Leo. Then, on my turn...
I have something crazy I'm going to show you. Are you ready?
Don't do this to me.
Okay, I won't then. Ping you for 1, and I'm going to scry 2.
Cut a turn, and I inflict psychic damage on my opponent by failing to play the same creature she has on field.
I'm going to pay 2 for my own Mikey and Leo.
No!
Oh, wait, hold on, wait, I can't. Sorry.
Say, where's your green?
So, I play this bus instead, and I pass. Cobalt swings for 2 damage, which I'm fine taking to face. Then she sneaks it out for Kitsune's technique, making me mill half my library.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Can I have tapped that
10,
differently?
12, no.
Fair
13,
enough.
14, 15.
A mill that included both my Ralphs, so I'm gonna have to win this the old-fashioned way. Cut a couple of turns, and I have Splinter in play, so I cast Jenica. And on its ETB, she makes a 2/2 red mutant creature token, which, thanks to Splinter, she makes a second 2/2 red mutant creature token, giving my musicians 3 alliance triggers, becoming a 5/4 with trample. Seeing how my opponent is tapped out, I swing out for 11 damage on turn 6. On the following turn, Cobalt plays Guinness Frog and gives another +1/+1 counter to Murphy and Leo. Then she swings out for 8, which I respond by swinging out on my following turn and winning game 1. Game 2 starts off with a turn 2 hard-won Jite. That gets countered.
I didn't even look at that. What that was. It probably wasn't useful.
Honestly, no, it's an equipment that gives creatures double strike, so yeah, no.
No, don't want that.
We cut a few turns, and I have the Neutrinos in play already, so I cast Jenica, who, like the last time, made a 2/2 red mutant creature token on ETB. Then I swing with the Neutrino and flicker Jenica, who comes back tapped and attacking, giving my Neutrino 4 alliance triggers, making it a 6/4 flyer. I swing out for 12 damage on turn 5. Cobalt blocks Jenica and takes 9. On her turn, Cobalt destroyed my Neutrino, and didn't get a blocker out on the field. Even if she did, I have a removal spell in hand, so I would have dealt with it anyway. On my turn, I swing out for 10 damage, taking her down to 3 life. Cobalt doesn't draw a response to my board and scoops on her next turn, so we take game 2, making us currently 2-0 in the Swiss rounds. Round 3, I was up against Eli, and he was chill. He was a very chill guy. Almost too chill. Too chill for a guy playing Super Shredder on turn 4! It was a fucking ruse! I'm not gonna lie with you. I may have peed a little. I exiled Super Shredder, obviously, which doesn't matter because he blew up my enchantment on his next turn. Fellas, I have to find an answer for this thing, and I think I only have one, which sucks because it's so expensive. On my next turn, I play an EPF agent. I need blockers that can threaten Shredder if he attacks, but I also need to keep the pressure up, so I swing for 7. Leia Whitefang gets chump blocked, which I should have seen coming. It gives Shredder another counter. But Eli takes 3. On his turn, sacks a creature and puts another counter on Shredder. Girly pops, this clock is fucking ticking. I learned my lesson from last combat and only swing in the air for 2 on my turn. Eli sacks both his mutagen tokens, ticking the clock down further. And on my turn, it's barely in frame, but I top deck my one single answer, my angel who's gonna save this game, Koya. I have the 7 mana, it's on curve, I play Koya and exile Super Shredder. I move to combat and swing for 11. We trade 2 for 1. It's not the greatest trade, but at the end of my turn, I pay the 4 mana to keep Shredder out. He's gone. He's fucking dealt with. It's a massive swing back in my favor. He lost all momentum after that last turn as I took him down to 1 life. He swings for 7, which I happily take to my face. He has 1 blocker up and I have lethal on board. Game 1 goes in my favor thanks in no small part to Koya. Oh my god. Game 2 starts with a cowabunga from my opponent, revealing Pizza Face, which isn't ideal to be honest. On my turn 2, I play Ralph. On Eli's next turn, he makes me discard 2, so I discard 2 lands, which is fine, because I play April and scry a mountain to the top of my deck. Cut a few turns and Eli destroys my neutrino, which is fine. I then swing with April for an unblockable 2. On his next turn, Ralph gets nuked, and Eli swings for 3. Judging on what I see next turn, I can see that I hit him for a lot more, so I take the 3 to face. Back to my turn, I play a Musicians, giving my EPF agent an Alliance trigger, then swing for 5. On turn 6, Eli plays the Pizza Face that was shown back on turn 1. Then he passes. On my turn, I draw another creature, so I swung for the fences. I play Null Group and Murph and Leo. On the second Alliance trigger, M&L will let me draw a card, giving me another creature in hand. This game is already looking like a wrap. Yeah, I'm gonna use that later. This game is already looking like a wrap, as I already swing for lethal. He blocks my agent and only takes 4 to the face. On Eli's turn, he sacks a food token and Shredder techniques my EPF agent. On my next turn, I draw the Last Rodent's Technique, so I swing out. Eli blocks the 3/1 First Striker, which lets me sneak out Last Rodent's Technique. After the Alliance trigger on my Musicians, I hit him for 10 damage, winning the game. We go 3-0. It wasn't an easy 3-0 when I was playing legally, but damn did I feel strong.
I went 3-0.
Okay, which 3 do you want, or do you want a draft pack?
I'll take the free draft pack, honestly. Are you proud of me?
Yes.
Yay! Thanks, I really needed to hear that.
I finally have the approval of an older man.
Thank you. My dad wouldn't give it to me.
Okay, condensed thoughts on TMNT. It was better than Spider-Man. As of writing this, I've only drafted it the one time, but my friend Aiden made a good point as to why TMNT feels better to draft. He said, there's more flexibility into what you can put in your deck. All the split mana cards let them fit into 2 different archetypes, which is really fair. I was able to add M&L and Splinter, who came in pretty clutch in some games. So, to put TMNT in this tier list, I'm gonna put it above Spider-Man, but I'm expecting the drafts to get exhausting as the weeks go by. Now, to answer the other question that I asked at the start of this video, did the TMNT Magic the Gathering set make me a TMNT fan? No. I don't understand what any of these creatures are, their character, or their role in the world. The art style of the cards tell me that this is a serious franchise, something along the lines of Invincible, but it doesn't feel that way with all the pizzas going around. I don't understand what's happening or why it's happening in the greater context of TMNT, but I didn't want this to be the end of the question, because maybe I'm just not a TMNT person. Maybe it's not the Magic set fault for not getting me into TMNT, maybe I'm just not into the IP. So I did some research and found another game that could introduce me to these turtles. During the making of this video, I played through the entirety of TMNT Shredder's Revenge. It was half off on Steam, so I figured, why not? And I get it. 1, this game is gas, and 2, TMNT is just Saturday morning cartoon goodness. It's peak, I get it now. While I wouldn't say I'm a fan, I've definitely grown to appreciate the franchise more and more through Shredder's Revenge than I did playing the Magic set. Which brings me to my final statements. Universes Beyond can be really cool. Final Fantasy and Avatar have shown us that there can be really cool things that come from crossovers. But there's a massive asterisk on that. Final Fantasy and Avatar feel loved and designed well, like there was enough time to fully develop the set, art style, and mechanics. Spider-Man and TMNT felt rushed and, well, like slop. And I'm scared that there's going to be people who start playing Magic now because of TMNT who are going to be crushed that their favorite franchise wasn't given the treatment it deserves. So I want to make a call to action. Not to the players or to WotC, but to the companies who partner and license their IPs to WotC. Demand better. Please. To any corporate guy out there who's hearing me say this, yes, your IP can work in Magic the Gathering. but it needs time and care to make something that will draw more people into your franchise. The Avatar set made my girlfriend start watching the show for the first time. It's now an Avatar fan because of the Magic the Gathering set. Demand better. Demand more time for your set to be developed. Okay, done with this video. I bought this $130 box of Zendikar Rising, and I really want to draft it soon. And I told myself that I wasn't going to record that video until I finished this one. So, like and subscribe if you want to see that. Okay, bye-bye. I go now.
Don't you ever look back.
Yo, bring the vibe and check. This one here make you vibe and step. Yo, bring the vibe and check. This one here make you vibe and step. Yo, bring the vibe and check. This one here make you vibe and step. Yo, bring the vibe and check. This one here make you vibe and step.